talent. We know.
Let me tell you, Dr. Kenneth, sir, let me tell you why. So we gave you the opportunity when PDP tried to mess you up, and then you were with us in the progressive, and you learned a lot from us. And because of the Muslim ticket, then you were angry about it. And for me, that is it's a very valid reason for getting angry. But we see that you have not lost that progressive vibe. Even with your disagreement with Bola Tinubu today, you have accorded him a level of respect, which is not known to some of my friends here. So on the points that I want to disagree with you on, first, you said on one hand, you said APC has never zoned, they don't zone. And then on the other hand, you said that they zone to Lawal. And let us not mince words together. You and I know those who zoned it to Lawal. They are now members of the coalition. And I'm going to mention their names. We have Malami, who headed the cabal and worked against Ashwadi Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the APC. He's now on your side. For me, I think that you did not, put that into the proper context. Now, number two, you also said something that I disagree vehemently with. And this is why I still believe that you need to come back.
Wait, Mr. McNoon. Sorry.
Okay,
sorry,
sir.
No,
sorry.
Please, don't interrupt him. Proceed,
Okay.
Mr. Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Doctor. Doctor, you need to come back to the progressives. They are used to interrupting and all of those things. So the second point, you can say we are laughing. So the second point that I also disagree with you on is that you said that if we come together and go into the primaries and we see the primaries as being free and fair, that whoever emerges, other contestants are going to support. No, we did not see that with Amechi, sir. When Amechi lost out in the APC primaries, Amechi did not, for one day, support Ashwadi Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I hope that you are also considering that. So the third point I also want to disagree with you on is that you said that no opposition party has any strong foothold in the South because the governors are leaving from their respective parties to the APC. We can also say the same for ADC. ADC has no single governor. In fact, the only senator that you once had in the National Assembly was disgraced out of the ADC. Disgraced. You know that we in the APC, we don't disgrace our people. He was disgraced out. Now, the last point that I disagree with
you said the only senator that did what?
That was in the ADC, in the National Assembly, in this current 10th Assembly, was disgraced out of the ADC. The guy from is it Osun State or Kogi State?
No, I'm not. I'm not aware. I'm not.
Yes,
I
am aware. I think then you were still with.
Magnum, are you asking a question?
I'm asking. Just hold on. Now, doctor is there with us now.
Just ask your question.
Please, we don't have time. We don't have time.
Yes, we don't have time. We have party members.
We don't have time. We have nearly 30 requests.
I'm getting a lot of messages that you should not even be up here. Like you should not even be up here. So if you are going to ask a question, ask it. If you don't want to ask it, go.
Okay, doctor. So
this is an agent of chaos.
Doctor, I don't know. Have I conducted myself in a way that you don't like? Doctor, please.
Just go straight to the question. Thank you.
Okay, so my question to doctor is that, given all of these disagreements that I have with you, it shows that you are a progressive. However, my very, very important question to you is that because someone moves from the ruling party to the opposition, does that give them automatic immunity against investigation on terrorism financing? And the person I'm referring to is Malami. Because he has jumped party, does it mean that he is immune against investigation for terrorism financing? Emphasis on financing terrorism. Emphasis. Thank you, doctor. And we are still expecting you back in the APC. I would personally welcome you, sir.
So please respond. I took him down. Just respond to whatever what he said, sir. Thank you.
Please, Dr. Kenneth, you need to unmute your mic, please, sir.
Sorry. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, please. What's the APC's man's name again?
McNoon.
McNoon. Now, let me start from the last thing you said. You said, or I will take it in no order, but since you mentioned Malami first and mentioned Malami last, let me take the issue of Malami. You first of all said Malami was the person that zoned that he was part of the people, however, that zoned the ticket to the north. Well, thank God that you agree with me that there was a zoning to the north. But I would have loved to ask you, please, can you kindly tell the world what is Malami's position in APC executive leadership? None. None. So it is very wrong for you to say that it was Malami who was not the head of state, the executive leader of the government, or who was not the national chairman of APC. It was wrong for you to say that he was the one who zoned a whole presidential ticket to the north. Because I know that Senator Abdullahi Adamu from Nasarawa State was the national chairman of APC. And he came out openly to say that APC, and he has the power as national chairman, has zoned it to Lawan. So it is wrong for you to say that it was Malami that did it. Are you then saying that all the APC national leaders in the NWC and the presidency, that all of them are beholden to Malami? Sorry, I disagree with you. I go with empirical facts. Now, you talked about investigating Malami. Let me ask you, because one thing I do not like in my life is hypocrisy. This is going to the third year of Tinubu's regime. Are they just realizing when Malami now showed his face in ADC? Is it now they are just realizing that he is sponsoring terrorists? Is it now that they are just realizing that there was corruption on his side? If he remained in APC, would anybody have touched him? That means you are actually confirming that if you become an APC member, your sins are forgiven. So what I am saying, as a man committed to rule of law, I am not saying that if anybody runs foul of the law, that the person should not be investigated, that the person should not be tried, prosecuted, and jailed. I'm not saying it by whatever name called. But what I'm saying is that rule of law means equal subjection of all classes of the people before the law administered by the ordinary courts of the land. I just quoted Professor A.V. Dicey. This is the second meaning of rule of law by Dicey, the first person that made the first authoritative statement about rule of law. Equality before the law. So why would you begin to investigate and prosecute or persecute Malami, which I am not objecting if he's found wanting, when there are members of APC, when people are trooping into APC to avoid prosecution? What about the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs that I told you was giving flight tickets to people to fly from Abuja to Kogi on commercial flight, when you know there's not even an airport? So you don't even need anybody to tell you that this is corruption. 40 billion naira is missing. What about the pipeline in the south that they say they spent 17.2 trillion naira to monitor pipelines in a year? When the whole subsidy they were paying in a year then under President Buhari that people were shouting was 7 trillion naira. What about the corruption about giving the Lagos-Calabar coastal road 15-point-something trillion naira that we do not have, that did not go through competitive bidding, that did not go through due process, and it was given to the president's family in the business that they have interest in? Who is investigating it? Who is prosecuting it? What I am telling you is this: I am not against prosecuting anybody, no, but rule of law means that people who commit the same crime, no matter who they are, from whatever any class they belong, the same treatment should be meted out to all of them. APC is not doing it. You talk about Okowa. Okowa was arrested by APC. Immediately, he took that estate and everybody and defected to APC. Nobody has heard of it again. So please, my brother, we cannot succeed doing that. If you must prosecute everybody across board, that is the meaning of rule of law. And the APC is not doing it, and they are simply using the prosecutorial powers for intimidation and manipulation. And that is not the way to change a system. If Malami today goes back to see Tinubu and converts to APC, they will start calling him Saint Malami. So please, that is the problem with APC. Now, you talked about Amechi not supporting Tinubu. You should agree with me, and I thank you for saying that even when Tinubu emerged, that was not when I left APC. I could not imagine that Nigeria, that has more than 50% Christian, when I was talking about this thing, shouting it, people thought I was joking. Until even international community, they are now coming in to say they will invade Nigeria because of perceived Christian genocide. You know why? When they see that Christians are more than 50% and you do not recognize them in your leadership, that will create the perception that you are actually against a particular people because of their religion. I am from a zone that has 99.9% Christians. And for me to support a same-faith ticket that does not have Christianity and Christians in it, no, I will not support it. So everybody waited for Tinubu to make the decision at the initial stage. And he made a wrong decision. And that was when people like some of us left. So if Amechi had the same reason, you can say it's because he did not win the primary election. So please, Tinubu committed a tactical blunder. For which Nigeria as a country is paying for it. Do you want to tell me that if we had a vice president that is a Christian, that Trump will say he will come gun a-blazing, trying to take out the Islamic terrorists? No. I will give you an example. When I was campaigning for the presidency of APC then, President Buhari, I organized a rally at Kurudu that brought in the whole 6 area councils in Abuja. And Yemi Oshibanjo was there. And somebody raised a cardinal question. He asked Yemi Oshibanjo, we heard that President Buhari is an Islamic fundamentalist, and that what he's planning is when he wins the second time, he will convert Nigeria to an Islamic nation and ensure Sharia down to Atlantic Ocean. Because, you know, Buhari was making certain statements, which was, for me, political. But it had religious undertone because both times it is political Sharia they are practicing. So Yemi Oshibanjo now stood up and said, I am the vice president. The president must go through certain process when we are taking decision. I am a pastor. The president has to Islamize me first before he will even think of coming to you. Do you think I'm Islamizable with my position and with my being the vice president? He said no. Section 10 of the Constitution forbids state religion, and President Buhari is committed to that. Because it was coming from vice president, everybody believed immediately. If Tinubu had done the same, we wouldn't be in this problem where people are having worldwide notion that there is a perceived persecution of Christians. That is the beauty of our diversity. So you cannot say that Amechi left because he lost primary election. No, because Tinubu did certain things that he ought not to do. He disrespected our diversity, and Nigeria is paying a huge price for that. So I disagree with you, and if APC wants me back, let them turn 1 naira to become $1, like they promised. Then let them correct the nepotism that they are practicing, and a lot of things that even when I was in APC, I was shouting, the insecurity and everything. So please, my brother, I want to thank you that you joined us. I still love you as my brother, and I have no problem with anybody, irrespective of your party. We should work together for the greatness of our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Onyekachi, please introduce yourself, because you were about to speak and the network went to hell.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, Dr. Kenneth Okonkwo. I greet you, sir.
Thank you.
That is a very, very good insight. And please, I want you to don't pay attention to APC people. They have deflection tactics. You have been doing very, very well in trying to answer some of those questions. So please, I want you to add with the previous question before McNoon asked you that question. You see, a lot of people are having these reservations regarding the ADC primary. Some of them were saying things like, oh, it's going to be manipulated for someone, it's going to be dollarized. Please, can you reassure Nigerians that this kind of things is that is a complete departure from what ADC is all about? Thank you.
Thank you for, first of all, saying that APC knows how to deflect all those propaganda coming from APC and from people who are afraid to go into primaries. Okay, let me even say, assuming without conceding that the primary is dollarized, I'm just trying to paint a scenario. Now, tell me, is the general election not going to be more dollarized than the primary? Is it when they give you the primary ticket that you have now won the election? What happened in Anambra State? What happened in all those places? So, my brother, don't allow people to deceive you. What we need, and that's why I'm preaching unity. Because the ruling party is still going to come with money that you cannot resist in the general election. And it's not the ruling party as the APC alone. You could see how Soludo was accused. And there was allegation of vote buying, vote selling. In Anambra State, is Soludo APC? So what I am saying is that anybody telling you in the primary election is dollarized is trying to give you reason to bring disunity. I am an ADC person, NWC. I can tell you without mincing words that what we are planning as a party is to live by example. Remember, people are watching us. So if we do not do our thing transparently, the ruling party will blackmail us. Is this the people that are coming to rule Nigeria? Don't vote for them. Look at what they're doing. So our primary is going to be transparent, is going to be open, is going to be free, fair, credible. So all those things you're seeing, they are propaganda. And ADC will live by the grace of God. We live above board because we want to set a standard that the next generation and this generation can stand on it. We want to build institutions. We want people to trust us. And everything we're going to do it in the open. When the opposition, when they were telling people that all the opposition that are going to come together to unveil a party, APC said it was impossible. They said it's dead on arrival. But you saw it on the day it was unveiled, July 2nd. So we will continue to negotiate, talk to each other in honesty and in the spirit of give and take, and we will come to a very good, acceptable destination. And like I told you, anybody that is living will live and will concoct reason for living, no matter what you do for the person. So, but just know that you cannot sit down here when the rules have not even been drafted, when the program has not even commenced, to begin to say it will be dollarized. So what a statement of fear and perceived failure from anybody. Something has not begun, and you are already projecting that it must be this way. No, it is your own imagination, not whatever is on the ground, because nothing is on ground already. So that is my take on that. It's mere propaganda.
All right, sir. Thank you. So we'll move to the budget. Please keep it quick. One question, so we can see the requests are crazy.
Yeah.
One question, budget, please.
We have like 14 requests now.
Yeah, good day, everyone, and co-host. Good day, Dr. Kenneth. And
good evening, sir.
Good evening. And I greet you, my fellow Nigerians. I don't have a question, but I have a clarity, knowledge, and understanding that ADC is the only alternative for the survival of Nigeria and Nigerians. And those who really want change and want to change our current trajectory must join this party and join the movement to take us to where we need to get to. And it is also commendable that you are here with us, Doctor, to actually enlighten those that are having doubts and clarify for those that are also having, doubts one way or the other, that ADC is the way out for Nigerians. And, the haters and APC people will always hate as usual, but their hating and their propaganda will not change the reality that Nigerians are tired of APC, and Nigerians will work together to the best of their ability to vote them out come 2027. So thank you, sir, once again. Thank you, hosts and co-hosts.
Thank you very much. The brief comment I'm going to do to you is that the only thing people do against you, especially when they are people of little minds, is to blackmail. Can you imagine me? Because I come out to say the truth at times. Some people also say I'm dollarized. Some people say I've gone to collect money. If I want money, if I want dollars, don't I know at my age where to go? That is a ruling party that has all the position, that has all the resources. Yet you're not seeing me there. And yet people will still come and tell you, oh, Kenneth Okonkwo for speaking this truth and this and that, this and that. It is because he has been dollarized. It's because he has collected money. So people will always, when they don't have any reason to engage constructively, they will always formulate one just to discredit you without empirical facts. So when people are trying to discredit the primary that has not even commenced, people have not even indicated interest, the people that would run on the platform. And you're saying it will be dollarized, it will be this and that. No, that is sheer blackmail. I received such blackmail once. I disagree with people, or I do not play where they want me to play. Those people, because they don't have any right thing to say, they will go home and say, oh, Kenneth Okonkwo has collected money. Collect money from who? Collect money from opposition, the opposition that is struggling. If I want money, I go to the ruling party. I go to ask position there. They are the ones who have ambassadors, they have ministers, they have directors of agencies to give. What has an opposition person to give? So please, nobody should be deterred when people are making their fabricated falsehood. That is what they live on. They cannot stand to profess strong reasons to justify their stand. So the only choice they have is blackmail. And that blackmail, we will not succumb to it from ADC. We'll continue to move on, and we will continue until we win the APC. I send Tinubu to Bodilon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bob Ramsey.
Dr. Kenneth, thank you. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
You are very, very intelligent, and the fact that you are a party man. When you see a party man talking, you know that this one is a party man. He understands how the politics is being played. The information is always there. From trying to correct the so-called APC member. He says he's an APC member, but he's not even informed of what is happening in the APC. So look at how you have been able to answer him and even give a clear clarity of what you're saying. This is what makes you a party man. And for certain people that always come here and talk about how some people have been dollarized or people have been giving money, these people, I feel that they have issues and they don't understand politics. We are talking about presidential election here. We have about six geographical zones in Nigeria. And you cannot wake up one morning and think that you can bring one person that does not have, that had been perceived by a set of people that he has the capacity to think you can run the presidential election and you win the election. It's not possible. This thing has to be placed on the table. It is called contest of power. You need to show your capacity to show that, okay, when you win this party ticket, you're going to, muzzle up and, face the current with anybody. You can see what is happening right now, how governors are leaving their party, joining APC. That is a clear example to tell you that the man at the villa there is not playing with anybody. He's not looking at anybody's face. So he's ready to face any party, to even destroy any party. That is one thing he has in mind. I listened when he came into power in 2023.
No, Bob Ramsey, please just ask a question, okay. Please. We don't have time.
Thank you. Let me ask my question, sir. Dr. Kenneth, my question is that I want to know how, because we knew what happened in 2023 during the Labour Party. The victory was not there. My question is, what are we doing to see how we can engage the youth from across all, the 36 states or across all the LGAs? Because we need to be able to engage them, not just only on Twitter, but physical. Let's know their activities from working with almost all the state youth leaders across all the whole states. Programs that can, bring them on board to know how we can test and build a ADC. So that's my question, sir. Thank you.
Good. Now, what you just said the last time is what we in NWC said this is what should be occupying our mind now. How do we consolidate? Bring in the youths. Do you know that ADC has the highest number of youths in their NWC? Go and check. Our deputy national secretary is a very young lady because we are gender sensitive, we are age sensitive. We have almost about 40% of youths or thereabout, 40% or 30% of women. So what I am saying is that we want to bring a new Nigeria. And I agree with you that we need youths. They are the real fighters. When you come to defending votes, when you go on polling unit basis, why do you think I am talking about unity and coming together and capacity? You don't have it, forget it. You go to court, they will tell you have to prove your case on polling unit by polling unit basis. And you have to bring a witness that witnessed everything that happened from polling unit. In 2023, as Labour Party, we didn't even have polling unit agents in more than 50% or thereabout of the polling units in Nigeria. We have about 176,000 polling units. If you're paying your polling agents 20,000 naira, times it by 176,000, and somebody will come and tell you he will go it alone, he will fail it alone. Even if he wins, right in front of him, they will doctor all the results. And they will even disgrace him in his own polling unit, doctoring. And there's nothing he can do. So we need, what you just said is apt. We need the youths. We need to galvanize them on polling unit by polling unit base. And we are working towards that. That I can assure you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so I'm going to call someone now because I don't want this to be an echo chamber. So everybody saying, why are you bringing this person? Why are you bringing that person? Please understand that people have questions. Even the people that want to support you, they have questions. I'm not here to deceive anyone. The tough questions should be asked, and I believe that Dr. Ken can answer them. So thank you. Eze Daninho, please go ahead. Keep one question, keep it civil, and keep it short. No preaching. Just go straight to your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my respected party leader. And thank you, Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo. I used to know you when I was a child from movie. So eventually, these days, I started seeing you in politics, 2022, thereabouts. So thank you for everything. So mine is very simple. Yeah, thank you, sir. So when you are making answering a question, you said that there is need for someone from opposite region, to be able to strategically win someone from the south. However, you now say that even those in the south should come for a primary. So, and in that primary, if a south win, everybody will support. But in earlier, you said that a southerner can't defeat a southerner. So I want to ask, now, are you thinking of a direct primary or an indirect primary? That is my question. And then lastly, do you consider age to be a big factor in a developing country like Nigeria, where things are complicated, not compared to America or others where we have a working system? Do you consider age to be a big factor with respect to dementia, Parkinsonism, and other age-related disease in the condition we face ourselves in Nigeria? Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that question. Now, what I said as a public affairs analyst, and I said in Nigeria, by antecedents, nobody from the same zone as an incumbent president has been able to defeat an incumbent president. Check it. Nobody. When they wanted to defeat Jonathan, they went and brought a northerner. You know why? If you bring another Southern, and I'm talking about public affairs analysis, I'm not talking about ADC. I've told you that ADC has said we are going to organize free and fair election, and whoever wins, the party will support. So what I was just saying was as in analysis. Now, if you bring a fresh Southerner now, the impression in the North, for instance, will be this person will come and do 8 years. That even if he promised to do 4 years, it is not true. Once he gets into power, he will change. And it happened with Jonathan. They said Jonathan promised 1 term. But when he won and he started enjoying power, he now wanted to do 2 terms. So meaning automatically, people from the other sector will say, it is better for us, Sha, to allow this man to finish 4 years than to get a new person now who will do 8 years. And that means the power will be in that region for 12 years. So they will be more susceptible to allow the incumbent to finish 4 years than to get a new person that will do 8 years. So that's one of the fears. Then 2, if you bring another Southerner who is not an incumbent, the incumbent can use the resources of the state and all the position to buy up the other section completely. So you have nothing to offer them. But if somebody from the opposite angle is given an opportunity, for instance, they know that they have something in it. So even if you give them all the money, they will take it and might still vote for their own. And again, you cannot say power has not rotated. The term of a president is 4 years, not 8 years by the Constitution. So you cannot say. So if there is somebody from the North, for instance, that agrees that he would do 4 years, then the justice is still remaining. Because instead of 8 years, they have shared it for 4 years. And it has happened before between Yaradua and Goodluck Jonathan. That is why I said, as a public affairs analyst, my preference is that whoever is coming must admit that he will do only 4 years, because what ADC would even prefer is a transitional government that will come in, first of all, to take away Tinubu and then build structures for a new Nigeria based on democratic norms and principles. So if you take a Southerner now who is not Tinubu, what will he offer the North? But Tinubu can change all the ministers and give all the powerful posts to the North just to entice them, give all the money to them, allocate all the budget to them, and money will be flowing just for the sake of the election. So I was just telling Nigerians that by antecedent, it's always difficult to use somebody from the same zone to defeat an incumbent, whether it's North or South. When they brought the combination of Atiku and Obi, could not defeat Buhari because Atiku is from the same section with Buhari. So the Southerners will not want to vote for them then, because they will say they will spend 8 more years and then power will be enough for 12 years. They would rather vote for Buhari that has only 4 more remaining years. So these are things, the way things work. That's why when you are strategizing, you factor in all these things. Do you know that they say Buhari has 12 million votes from the North? That 12 million votes is only when he's contesting with a Southerner. When he contested with his brother Yaradua in 2007, he got only 6-point-something million votes. That's what I keep saying. That if you use somebody, because I like to tell the truth and give you empirical facts. So if you use somebody from the same zone to take on an incumbent, you have a more Herculean task than using somebody from the opposite section. So that was what I was saying then. So anybody who has a better alternative, when I say everybody should be allowed to contest, it is within the sense that even if you have your own opinion, you cannot use your own opinion to stop anybody from contesting. And then if somebody comes from the South and is able to defeat everybody, that means he has shown that despite that antecedent, despite that historical fact, that he may overcome because he has capacity. So that's what I am saying, that whatever is your opinion, it is personal and you cannot use it to stop anybody who wants to contest. But nobody should say only Southerners should contest in the name of that it should be zoned to the South, because you'll be shortchanging the opposition party because they cannot compete reasonably with an incumbent from the South. That was just what I said. Thank you.
And sir,
Thank you, sir.
Sir, he also asked about that if age is a factor, considering Nigerians.
Okay. Now, you see one thing about age. The truth is that age is supposed to be a positive thing. It's just that in Nigeria, the old people have been so corrupt. Before 2023, 2020, 2015, I was so like young people. But when I saw young people being given a chance, when I saw what they did, I mean, you have the governors, the youngest one did the most terrible looting. You have the ministers, like the one I have just mentioned. They did the most terrible looting. And I have come to realize that what I am looking for is character, competence, capacity. Your age is not priority for me now, especially when I know that we have become so terribly bad that we now need experience. So the truth is that whether you're young or old, when you have certain qualities now that can help us to transit to a better Nigeria, build solid structures, I do not mind, because I have seen that it is your character that decides what you do, not your age. I mean, you know of a governor that they are telling you that he has paid for all the children from secondary school to graduate to university to anything with the state fund. The youngest, was one of the youngest governors. You know of a minister that I told you paid flights for people from Abuja to airport in Kogi. One of the youngest ministers. So age is not my problem now, my dear. I consider it. But once you have the vitality, the energy, no matter your age, provided you have the experience and character to give us what we want, at least in this transitional time, I don't have a problem. In America, I've seen very young people in their 40s become president. I've seen old people in their 80s become president. I've seen, so what I'm praying for is, oh God, give us good leaders.
Thank you. I've been trying to preach the same thing, but I thank you that I'm very thankful that you are saying the same thing. Right now, we need experience. If the person, like he talked about dementia, he talked about Alzheimer's or Parkinson. If this person is not exhibiting these things, if he's not sick, are you going to force him to be sick just to suit your narrative? They're old. Whoever you have on your mind that made you ask this question, if he's a healthy person, you want to deny yourself of his experience and his ability to help us come out of this mess just because you have a bias? I don't know. But thank you very much. Justice Official or Official Justice, are you there? Justice Official.
Let me ask.
One question.
Let me ask. This Twitter space, how many hours was it slated for?
Oh, it can go on forever. It's you that will tell us when you are tired, and then we'll just stop bringing people up, and then we'll take the people up, the people that are up.
Hey, why yo?
Yeah.
They told me 2 hours. So that's why you.
How long more do you have with us?
Okay, now let us agree, because we've done 2 hours. If I
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's agree we have 1 more hour. to make it
Okay, and you keep the answer short too. You don't have to. I know you are trying to get people. Just keep the answer short, because at times you have to, So when people ask their short questions,
I am the one answering. If I don't keep my answer short, I can say, "Let me compensate." So
okay, all right.
So
All right.
I rule you out of order again.
And the first time you ruled me out of order, I want to apologize for that one.
No,
it's
it's
just
okay.
that these streets have been very toxic, and anyway. I apologize to you, Valerie, and I apologize to anybody that was offended. It's just
you see, one thing about leadership. I told you that leadership, you should be able to be inspirational. Once you are honest in what you are, once you're honest in what you're saying, you're not afraid for anybody's question from anywhere.
Exactly. It's true. I try.
For me, in my mind, honestly, we are all brothers and sisters.
They held the space earlier. They held the space earlier to bash ADC and all. I was on the space for a while, so that I think that's where that was coming from. But I apologize.
Now let me tell you. Are you expecting your opponents to buy you a thank you card? So we shouldn't. This is a game. Look, I was a sports guy. When we are playing football, you will know that you are the person whose leg touched it last to cross the line for throwing. But you will be the one to raise up your hand that this other person has committed a foul without even knowing. So you see, you cannot do anything to prosper your opponents. I will never blame APC for anything ADC is doing within their own party. It's a legitimate political weapon to weaken your enemy or opponent.
Yeah, that's true.
So I look, I take everybody in Nigeria as my brother and my sister. I'm willing to engage because whether we like it or not, when we have any election, we'll sleep and wake up the next day as citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, irrespective of your party or irrespective of your religion or your tribe. We should begin to know that somebody is your opponent does not make him your enemy. Let's go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Okay, official justice, please go ahead. If you are requesting, just keep requesting. We'll bring you up.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've actually been waiting for this opportunity. I want to greet Barrister Kenneth. He has been a loyal member. He has been an eloquent man, somebody I respect so much, right from the Labour Party. So, sir, you since I've been on this space, you've been talking more as a public analyst. Now, I want us to talk as ADC members. Well, you are a member of the National Working Committee of the African Democratic Congress. And a lot of things have been unfolding, most especially from this Leke Gagbejide of Kogi State, who calls himself the landlord of the ADC because he's the only sole member of the ADC in the House of Rep, now expelled by the legitimate National Working Committee. That's first. And also the Nafi Ubala's faction of the ADC, with the issue of the leadership is still in court. So, sir, and the other one is, I don't know if you see the committee that was signed by Presley Oga, the chairman of the ADC Chairman's Forum, co-signed by the chairman of the ADC Edo State, Honorable Kenneth Okonkwo, stating that the congresses that was earlier approved by National Secretary of Rauf and earlier communicated to us by the MPS, Bolaji Abdullahi, that we'll be holding a Congress in February, which we've already preparing for. I'm an ADC member in those states. I'm also an obedient coordinator. So, since morning, that thing has been shaking ADC members who are members on social media and non-members on ground. I mean, in grassroots. I mean, I'm a member in grassroots and also a member in social media. So I want you are a member of the National Working Committee. I want you to tell me what has the party done in the issue of this Nafi Ubala person, Leke Gagbejide.
items on the agenda. We debate it and we come to our conclusions, and the decisions will be what ought to come out. The decision of NWC is not congresses now. The decision is membership drive. Just like somebody was saying, we need to consolidate from the polling unit levels. So it is when our membership has been consolidated that we begin to think about congresses. Bolaji Abdullahi has told people that that is fake news. There was no time he commanded any congress. NWC has just had 2 meetings. I was in the 2 meetings. I know what transpired. We did not say that there will be congresses. So what the chairman wrote in their communique is largely true. But they do not speak for NWC. So, but they simply sought clarification from NWC what was the position, and they were told. So the issue here is that there is no confusion. There is a communique that left where it was not supposed to leave, and people read it and thought it was the decision. That's why you did not see the chairman or the signature in those ones. So when we want to come to a meeting, the secretary prepares the agenda, we debate it and come to decisions. So I'm not going to tell you the details of what we had in the meeting, but I'm going to tell you the decisions. Our decision is that we want to go on membership drive, authenticate our register, get in new people, then states that should harmonize will harmonize and bring a united front. So about the honorable member that was expelled, yes, I can tell you that he was expelled because in ADC, we want to emphasize discipline more than anything else. We have 5 things that we are saying every ADC member should have: character, discipline, courage, competence, and integrity. So the issue here is that we cannot allow ourselves to go the way of PDP. PDP, some PDP elders, we are in PDP and they were supporting, allowing them, and today they have destroyed the party. That honorable said he was going to support Tinubu. So already he was not even a member of ADC. So he was scattering ADC. So he had to be disciplined and expelled. And I can tell you that it had the backing of NWC. We don't want to tolerate indiscipline in ADC. Thank you very much. They say I should keep my answer short.
Okay, Justice, I hope that answers your question. The Gov, Baba, please go ahead. No speeches, just, Baba, one question. Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Kenneth Okonkwo.
Thank you.
I'm going to be very, very brief. I love your courage. I love your advocacy. But I quickly want to touch on about 2, 3 questions very quickly. Number 1, I've noticed that the APC, the ADC, we don't rebuild false information very quickly. Because number 1, this idea of the memo that came out, which of course did not emanate from the NWC. I want to believe that a lot of people who are members of JDC or even National Working Committee, including you are on this social media app. And when such information is spreading, the MPS or the secretary should quickly have put up a rebuttal to that effect. So I noticed that we are not very, we are not very, very fast in rebuting information, false information. Because this same memo that came out from the state chairman You can see the APC guys tweeting it. I saw it on Leroy Olayinka's page, and I was very surprised. So please, what do you think can be done such that when such information come out, we can quickly report? That's number one. The number two, whoever that says that there is no momentum in the ADC right now, that person belongs to the APC. There is huge momentum everywhere in the southwest, in the north, but we are not seeing much in the south, in the southeast. So, what is the party doing to woo political figures who perhaps they were formerly members of the PDP in the southeast, like Ulisametu and a host of them? What is the party doing to make an inroad in the southeast? That's number two. The number three, in Nigeria currently, now I want to speak to the economy. In Nigeria currently, about 60% of the capital budget for 2024 has not been executed or has not been implemented. 100% of the capital budget in the 2025 budget has not been implemented.
100% of what?
We heard of the capital budget expenditure has not been implemented.
Of which year?
I mean, capital for 2025.
Okay,
has not been implemented. Yes. And about 60% of the capital budget for 2024 has not been implemented. So what we heard from the finance minister today is that those budgets are going to be carried over into 2026. And there have been quite a number of press releases regarding, some of these inadequacies of the government, but we are not amplifying it enough. Is it that the APC has gagged the media to an extent that they have been conditioned not to carry our news or criticism or whatever? Because when APC wanted to take power in 2015, we saw all. You can even lie against them. Let them come and say that what we're saying is not true. But all of these things are not being amplified enough. So in terms of media, what is the NWC doing to make sure that we have some of these things flying up? There are a lot of things that we can use against this government, but people are not aware. People don't know. So please, sir, I need you to educate us in terms of publicity. What is the party doing? In terms of, in terms of rebuter, being proactive in rebuting false information about the party. I noticed something today, which I've raised to some of the NWC members. There is an handle called ADC News being operated by an obedient.
With an underscore at the end.
No, it's not that one.
It's not even that one. Okay.
Yeah, there is another one, ADC Vanguard. That's ADC, but these two handles, the moment they tweet any information, people rush there to see because they believe it is ADC that is tweeting. But that PDP, that ADC Vanguard was formerly PDP Vanguard, created in 2014 or 20, I haven't forgotten, but I remember that I used to follow them. And there was a time the PDP came out to disown that particular handle, and it was changed to something else. So when the ADC was unveiled, these dudes quickly changed that handle to ADC Vanguard. And people have always been mistaken it to be an ADC handle. As I speak to you, ADC does not have a Twitter account, which I know. So what is the ADC National Working Committee doing? And these are part of publicity. I'm not calling the performance of my boy, to question it. He's a fantastic person. He has a listener here. I call him anytime I want to. If I have any information, I pass it to him. But we need to do something very quickly, and he needs to tell us what can we do, or what is the NWC doing. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you for your questions. You see, I cannot elaborate on unity enough. I'll tell you one thing that somebody who worked in government told us. And that was when we were campaigning for 2023. He said there was a decision the government then wanted to take. And before the decision was taken, they made up their mind to buy up all the spaces in all the media houses for 2 weeks after they had taken the decision. You see, one, nobody knew they were going to take the decision. They were the only people that knew. So the media houses do not even know that when they are saying, no, we need these spaces, we need these spaces, they didn't even know that they were doing it because there is something that is coming. So, and they know that if a news is sustained for 2 weeks without the opposition being allowed to say their own voice, they would have gained the traction before then. And they did it. Why am I saying this? For you to realize the awesome power that an incumbent would have over the opposition if they are not together. But thank God for social media. So we have alternatives now. And this is why we have to take them on one-on-one anywhere they appear. For me, I don't have a problem. By the grace of God, I have a loud microphone. This morning, I was in channels, like some of you noted here. And you know, I will always speak the truth. So when I understand the expectations of people, and I understand the speed with which they are making the expectation. Yes, but when a new party is evolving, it has its own challenges too. You have to be careful. They are navigating a lot of things. The one I can tell you, the one I cannot tell you. In the issue of social media, the way to go about it is let us form our own vanguard. When our own person talks anything, let us go and magnify it. I cannot talk, for instance, and go and start magnifying it. Do you know, any interview I make, you will see some very regular APC people, when they want to comment, hey, this charge and bail lawyer has come again. Hey, this charge and bail lawyer, how many cases has he won? Hey, this, nothing serious. But just to discredit. My dear, you know, in law, we are not allowed to advertise ourselves. By the grace of God, I have really done and achieved certain things legally that is making me happy when I remember them. I am a lawyer to the army. I've defended the Inspector General of Police and a whole lot of things, and I won in all the cases. My clients are there to talk about it, but we are not allowed to advertise. But they will go and start saying what they don't know. They don't care whether what they are saying is true or not. They want to discredit. But we can match them with our truth, because truth defeats falsehood. But we must show our presence anywhere we appear. So I agree with you. And we are working towards that. The government has enormous resources. And you know, APC came to power through blackmail. So they are really good at that. And we must have to match them one-on-one anywhere they appear. If there is any fake handle, let us escalate it and let the world know, because they will do a lot of damage. So I agree with you that this government has been irresponsible in their budget implementation and in every other thing they do. I talked about this earlier, that this government is actually handling 3 budgets at a time because of incompetence and corruption. And they have borrowed more than any other government. And they say they have achieved their revenue target. And now they are telling us again, no, we've not achieved our revenue target. When the president was talking, he was talking about non-oil revenue. The oil revenue is, we have a shortfall. So we have not achieved, talking from 2 different parts of their mouth. You know, when people are insincere and they are lying, you will never see 2 people saying the same thing. They'll be talking at different purposes because they are lying. They are not honest. Most of the money are stolen, misappropriated. No, you can imagine a government in 2 years has borrowed more than the whole debt of Nigeria before it came in. Yet, you're not using it to provide any infrastructure, even paying the people, even ensuring that they have higher standard of living. My dear, Nigeria cannot risk this kind of government again. So keeping my answer short, I agree with you in the area of budgeting responsibility, and the only solution is to vote them out and make them to come to account for all the money they are embezzling and frizzling away. So I agree with you on that. I agree with you that we have momentum everywhere. Of course, being the only opposition leader in a country where the ruling party is performing very, very poorly, we, as a matter of right, would have momentum. And the momentum will even continue to grow. So I agree with you in some of your observations, and we are working towards that. And let me tell you, everybody must be a spokesperson for ADC. Every Nigerian. And that's the way we can run them out from this space. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so let's go to 10 over 10.
Yeah. Sorry, Avery, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you, 10 over 10.
Okay, Avery, my sister, good evening to you. Dos Santos, I greet you. Barrister Dr. Kenneth Okonkwo, sometimes I get it confused. I was gonna call you Andy because I grew up watching you as and living in bondage. So yeah, first of all, I want to thank you so much for what you're doing to this coalition, and I'm one of those people that was really excited when you announced you're joining the coalition and the ADC. Now, quick one. I requested Avery, if you don't mind, my question, I will make it very brief, but it will be in two-legged, right? As someone from the Southeast, right, I know so much is at stake. So I requested the mic when you mentioned the drive for membership. So, sir, a lot of us believe that the best way to take the ruling party out of power is by overwhelming them with numbers. Looking at the momentum imbalance across certain regions, what would you say is the reason, and what can the party be doing to see this momentum across all arms of the federation? I want to be specific. We are seeing some things in certain part of the country. The momentum we wish could be happening in places like the Southeast. That's my first question. What would you advise the ADC to be doing at the moment to see a momentum across all board? Then my second question is to you as a lawyer. What is your take on the Nigerian judiciary as the last hope of the common man? And the reason for my question is coming from the kind of judiciary we have today, what they did in 2023, and if same repeats itself in 2027, God forbid, what would you advise the ADC to do? These are the two questions. I want to appreciate you once again for making our time to join us here. We really want to see more of you. So guys, if you're seeing Dr. Kenneth, this is the Andy we used to know in Living in Bondage and home videos back in the days. So thank you so much, Dr. Kenneth, for joining us, and thank you for taking my question.
All right, thank you very much. You know, when I heard Andy and Living in Bondage, my heart skipped because I thought merit has appeared again. So, so the first thing I have to say is that I am no longer living in bondage. So if you want to take my place, I don't mind. Then, secondly, from your questions, can you hear me?
Oh, once they ask their questions, we have to drop them because so many people are requesting the mic, sir. We dropped him and brought somebody up already.
Okay, so my answer is that there is the momentum. There is high momentum for ADC across the whole four walls of Nigeria. But the thing is that those common people, the ordinary people, their voices are not heard because they don't have access to publicity. In the Southeast, remember, Southeast collectively did not vote for APC in 2023 election, national election. So the momentum is still there. The people are not moving towards APC at all because they are now even more marginalized. They are more maltreated. Hunger and hardship is affecting them. So what we should be preaching in the South is the momentum is there, but we should be preaching unity amongst all the leaders. So what you are thinking, you are interpreting to be lack of momentum. No, it's not lack of momentum, it's lack of unity because a lot of people have not made their choices very openly. And actually, I agree with you that it is affecting the perception of people for the ADC unity in Southeast, not momentum. We have the momentum because the people are not moving towards APC. They cannot move towards APC. That a governor or two, these transgenderic governors, are moving to APC is so that their corruption will be hidden, not that they like what is going on. And because of the irresponsible way PDP allowed their party to be destroyed by agents of APC, the governors, they were feeling that they should go to APC for self-preservation. So the momentum is there. So what you people should be preaching from the Southeast is let all our leaders in the coalition and in the opposition unify and come together so that we will harness that momentum because the people are for us. The Nigerian judiciary, I've expressed my reservation over the judgments that are coming out from the judiciary. But my hope and prayer is that in 2027, we in ADC, in the coalition, in the opposition, will not even allow the circumstance to arise where the judiciary will give false judgment. We will make sure that we man our polling units and every result should be posted to the IREF portal from the polling unit. Before it even gets to the collation, everybody has seen the result and people have known who won and who lost. By the unity of purpose, we can achieve that, and we will achieve that by the grace of God. So everybody should be thinking towards how do you contribute to ensure that no presiding officer will leave the polling unit without sending the result of the election as required by law to the IREF portal, to the electronic server. You know what the Supreme Court said? In fairness, one judge said whoever does not electronically transmit is an enemy of democracy. I'm talking about the case of Atiku versus INEC. So, and we must continue to cry for electoral reforms, but whether electoral reforms or not, because this government, as a government that does not like democracy and know that they cannot emerge from the vote from the people, have been frustrating electoral reforms. but they will not frustrate the determination of the people to work together to take them out. Democracy must remain the government of the people, and the people of Nigeria must rise and take over their position and their government and establish the government of their wish and of their determination. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Johanna Nuhu.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Sir, I want to ask that I've seen how these politicians are very free with each other anytime they meet. But then it appears the moment there is something, a move to unite, with each other, then it looks like a very difficult task. For instance, although we've been trying to avoid names,
but also.
All right.
So that we would be talking about principles, not persons.
So we've seen how we all disagree. The followers of these politicians disagreeing. That we can say is normal, but we have seen to the extent where certain politicians have people that are very close to them. In fact, they are workers coming out to speak against the coalition. Is it that certain people are so big that they cannot be reached to tame their? These are very, close people, to certain politicians. So can we, reduce that level of hatred, that level of vile languages, so that we can, at the point of unity, maybe we will not have looked back and see that we hurt each other too much. Is there a way something like that can be avoided? Or I hope my point is clear, because I think you people have a way you talk with each other when you meet. I see you in events, but then certain things happen behind and it makes us really worried. Some of us really are putting in the energy. You can see how people are, the traffic all over the place. Like, people want to ask questions. You know that we are really eager. There is a desire to see that Nigeria work. People are crying out. People are spending, this is hours that some people would have been sleeping. But we are all waiting to hear from you. Please, sir, why are you finding it difficult to address each other in respect to matters that are very, very serious to our unity? Thank you so much.
Good. What you just said is a very good point. And I would want everybody listening now to learn from it. If a leader tells you who is his follower to go and insult somebody, if you're wise, you know what you would tell the leader. Okay, sir, please help me insult the person first so that I will learn to know the accurate way I will do it. So it is you, the followers, that are fighting against each other, that are even insulting the leaders. Have you seen the leaders insulting themselves? Now, I agree with you that any leader that allows his followers to be insulting another leader is a weak leader. Because the Bible says, if you destroy the foundation, what can a righteous do? If the foundation is destroyed, I agree with you. There was absolutely no need for any vile language against your fellow leader in opposition. I've said it before. People who do not have strong reasons to present are the ones who always resort to insult, fabrication of lies. If you have your strong reasons, even God say, if you want me to do something for you, bring your strong reasons. Let us reason together. Declare those strong reasons so that you be justified. So if you have your strong reasons why you're backing a leader, why you're backing a principle, you wouldn't need to insult anybody. So those people that you see that are insulting, they don't have any strong reason. They will soon scatter, because once the truth comes, it will swallow all of them. You can't do anything against the truth, but for the truth. So I agree with you There is no need for vile language by the followers, insulting leaders who they believe they are not following. No, you can't insult your way to the presidency. You can only reason your way. You can only convince your way. You can only inspire your way to the presidency, especially when you're coming from the opposition that you do not have the apparatus of force to use. So let all of us learn that we may be opponents, but we are not enemies. And when we are all members of the opposition, we don't have a choice than to talk respectfully to each other. The only condition I gave for this Twitter space, for instance, is I told the person, Avril, I said, look, I don't care wherever they are coming from, let them bring their questions. The only thing is that they have to be decorous, they have to avoid insults, they have to be civil. So please, when we are relating with each other, let us relate respectfully. I will not even go to the television. I want to start insulting Tinubu. No. But if he's a drug baron, I have the right to say he's a drug baron. It's not an insult. It's a fact. But I can't come to start using certain words I cannot use for an elder because he's my opponent. No. So I agree with you. The leaders, when they meet, they are friends. Even when I meet APC people, who throw banters, they will joke with me. When are you coming back? You even saw one, publicly. And I say, Oga, if the person is my Oga, Egbo, na lie, no, they do well. We just talk, friendly. You that have not even come up, you are making enemies. No. Please, I agree with you. We have to be decorous. We have to, be gentle. So the only way we can solve it is increase the awareness, talking to each other, being honest to each other. You don't need to insult. What are the reasons why you want to follow this man? Tell me, convince me. I'll follow him with you. I will ask you my own questions and we'll reason together and we'll find a better, stronger argument and we'll follow it.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, Mike Imohi. Mark Imohi.
Yes.
Please, let's
Thank
keep
you
the
for having me.
question short, right? Yeah, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Madam Avery. Thank you, Barrister Kenneth. I appreciate what you're doing. And I'm going to be straight. I'm very short. 3 questions I have to ask. But before I do, I want to beg you, sir. And I want to encourage you to maintain the momentum. And I want to beg you that please don't let us not betray this momentum. This was the same question, when I was still in talking terms with Dr. Boala, was the same question I asked him. Sir, please don't betray the momentum. For me, betrayal is part of the game in politics. My years of experience have taught me that. And nothing surprises me. But again, sir, let's not betray the momentum because Nigerians are tired of this party. And Nigeria is bigger than any political party. So my first question is this, which of course you may not answer, and I really don't want you to answer. But when you go back to the National Working Committee, please, I hope you all have plans to rig in 2027, because my people say na Chris, na the cure Chris. The man we are playing with doesn't understand fair play. And there's no fair play in this game if we need to win. So please, I hope the ADC do have that in plan to rig in 2027. We will rig where we do have strength. And we will fight to defend where we do not have strength. That is one. Number 2, sir.
Wait, sir. Please, I have to apologize, Dr. Ken. Please, this space might be recorded and in
It's not might, it's recorded. Yeah, why are you saying this? I don't know.
Yeah, it will be recorded in bits. And given that Mr. Dr. Kenneth is on this space, we don't want to endanger his credibility. You see, I understand where you're going, but please let us be temperate in our approach of asking questions. And the guest has said that he has 1 hour. Can we just limit our questions to probably 1 question so that we can this. And please, I don't want guests here to come here and they feel unsafe, because this can be cut in bits and then it can be used and we might not know where it will go. Please, the ADC is a law-abiding party, and we will not tolerate any form of malpractice in any form. So
thank you so much, Oyinkachi. Thank you so much. Come on, Mr. Mark, please. If this was a court, like, scrub that off the records. We are not doing that. Scrub that off. Just go to your next question and let's move on.
Okay. Second one is that I hope the ADC is also, or rather, I want to encourage the ADC to reach out to every political parties that is not in power. Go to the PDP. There are those who are anti-Wike there. I hope they have plans to reach out to everybody. Just like Lamido said, in the end, it's going to be a coalition. So the third question is, what is the plan? Of course, I wasn't expecting you to answer the first one, but I have it in mind. And the second one, the third one is that, what is the plan of the ADC regarding drug abuse in this country? Drug abuse is becoming a menace, and we need to look into it for the future of this country. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Well, thank God you said you are not expecting me to answer, and I should not answer. And even if I am supposed to answer, the moderators have answered for me, and I stand by their submission. You cannot outsmart the devil. So you cannot begin to go to equity with dirty hands. So he that must go to equity must go with clean hands. We want to establish a new Nigeria. So our greatest desire is that whatever is the people's decision, let it be what will prevail. And we are going to fight for that. So we don't have any plan to rig. That's one. So thank you for that. And thank you for accepting that you're not expecting me to answer. So I did not, but this is my answer. So the other question is, don't betray the momentum. My brother, thank you for that. I have never betrayed any cause that I started. I have never. I can't start now at my age. If I am in a system and that system even betrays its own cause, I will not join them. I was in APC. So how can I come out of APC because of principles and want to go back and they have not even changed those principles? I don't use the word never. I'm not God, so I don't use the word never. Never belongs to God. But my principles are my first priority. And my principle is that this is a diverse nation, and our diversity must be respected. And we must respect and love everybody. As a practicing Christian, I believe so much that we must respect and love each other in this country, because that is divine command. So I don't make any difference wherever you're coming from or anything, except in the sharing of resources, because you have to be fair. If you come from a family that you have many people in the family, you will know that they divide things, not because they want division amongst the children, but they want fairness. So in Nigeria, we have to find the fair way to make sure we are sharing the national resources to be fair to all. That is what federal character is talking about. So I don't betray, be rest assured by the grace of God that, okay, when I started this coalition, I said, I'm not going to join APC or PDP. And then there was not even a coalition then. I said, if a coalition does not emerge, in 2027, I'll go home and continue praying and continue sleeping in my house. Because it's worse enough to know that you have bad leadership. But it is catastrophic to your conscience for you to know that you are part of the people that brought them to power. Look, whatever Tinubu is doing today, I am happy within myself that I did not help to bring them to power. Whatever APC is doing, I am happy. I did not help to bring APC to power. I campaigned for Goodluck Jonathan in 2014. I left PDP because of this thing they are doing today. They started it then. I told my people, PDP has derailed. Oh. They are behaving like ruling party in opposition. They will not recover. Is it not happening today? I told people of Southeast, PDP is deceiving you. They're going to disgrace you. Because without discipline in any institution is gone. You saw what APC did. Even though they are a ruling party, I left them. If I'm looking for money and resources, I won't leave them. When we entered Labour Party, they say we have like 4 people tweeting in a room. So it is my principle that pushes me. I didn't come to politics for name. I've already made the name. A lot of people still want to tease me with Andy. That is not political. That was the first thing they knew about me. Now, I'm comfortable by the grace of God. So, my brother, let us be partners in this new Nigeria that we want to build based on character, based on competence, based on capacity, based on integrity, based on courage, by the grace of God. So thank you very much. What is the plan about drug addiction? More education. Then you know why? A lot of people go into these antisocial activities because either they have money and didn't have very good upbringing, or poverty, and they are frustrated and they want to be high to forget their frustration and live in a world of their own imagination. So if we fight poverty, then increase education amongst people, they will not prefer to be drug addicts. It's not even good for your health. So lack of home training, lack of upbringing, my brother, however you want to look at it, teach people about God. Do you know why I like the concept of God? Because it is the only thing that can make somebody to believe that even when nobody is seeing him, that somebody is seeing him, and somebody will punish him if he does what is wrong. So we really have to increase our teaching our children the fear of God, then providing opportunities and amenities for them so that they will know that they have alternative than living in an utopic world that drug makes you to live in without substance. So I agree with you. We are going to fight it, but we have to fight poverty. We have to fight this issue of ostentatious lifestyle that leads you to nowhere. Thank you.
All right, sir. Sir, anytime you see me doing this, I'm just telling you to round up, because I don't know if you can still take how many questions you can take. We just have 5 minutes more, but we have some people here. So anytime I do this, just a reminder that you should like cut it short. Adeige, go ahead quickly. One question. So anytime you're ready to leave, give me a time.
Yes, I'm going to leave by 11 p.m.
Oh,
okay, that's 5 minutes.
Okay, Mr. Kenneth, thank you very much, Mr. Kenneth.
That was the agreement. Am I right?
Yes.
It was based on you cutting your answer short.
And I think apparently, we understand that we are time bound. Let's just, I think this might be just the last question, if I'm not mistaken. Next time, the guest might also come. I understand that we might want to ask him, because this one, so that we should stick by the agreement. You understand? He has tried. So, Adege, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I've been looking forward to asking my question to Mr. Kenneth. I'll try to make it very fast. So, first of all, I have to state that I'm not an ADC member. And my reason for not being an ADC member is because I believe I look at the Nigerian politics from a class-conscious perspective. And so my class analysis tells me that corrected, ADC is a party that has political elites, people who are in the elite class. And this same individual.
What happened?
You have the chance to be like, oh my God.
Maybe it's network problem. Okay, I think let's talk.
Ken is our person. Ken, just ask your one question and
Yeah, I have 2 questions, so I will mingle it into one. So my question is on leadership recruitment process, federal character, Igbo, Igbo and national politics. So one of the greatest leadership recruitment process, for example, in Tinubu's government, you see that he has good policies, or say reforms, but the people to execute this have been lacking. So I'm now connecting to federal character. So the federal character system was for unity and inclusivity of all groups in this federation called Nigeria. But we have seen that people have used this for selfish interest. Basically, in almost all parastatal of government, you could see that after the turn of the South, the northern people there want, after the turn of the North, the South want. So how can we balance that and have more credible people holding positions than people that are more credible holding positions and not people that are incompetent and using federal character to front their ambitions? Then second,
No, Ken,
this
there's no
I know,
second.
Ken, there's no
Answer that
second.
one. Look at the time.
Look at the time. Sorry.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, he's still here.
Okay, let me apologize for my namesake because the time, I'm sure everybody is actually looking at the time. So I agree with you that the leadership recruitment process is faulty. And it is faulty because basically they come by rigging, not by genuine votes of the people. Because the people know who are interested in their welfare. But when the votes do not count, it trumps up fraudulent leaders who know that they use money to corrupt the system in order to be elected. So it yields more corruption because they need to get more money to buy up the godfathers and buy up the INEC and buy up voters to vote for them and to rig for them. So I agree with you that the leadership recruitment process is faulty. However, I'm sure there are certain things you modeled up. Federal character can never be used for selfish reasons because federal character was instituted to compel leaders to be selfless, where you must choose ministers from every state when you know that it is impossible for every state to vote for you. Do you know that if not for federal character, there are a lot of states that will not even produce one minister? But federal character compelled that the president must choose a minister from every state. So the whole idea of federal character is to ensure selflessness, to ensure inclusivity. But it is because we do not respect rule of law that the leaders are not obeying the principle of federal character. So what Tinubu is doing is he is not obeying federal character. And that is why he is selfishly bringing his loyal boys from Lagos State, bringing his tribesmen, bringing maybe people from the same religion. So it is actually in disobedience of federal character principle that they are bringing all those nepotistic tendencies. So I agree with you, our leadership recruitment process is faulty because of lack of implementation of federal character and because of incompetence and corruption. It is not because of the presence of federal character. It is actually the abuse of it. So thank you very much.
Sir, we have been accused of removing somebody that says he's not in the ADC, this Adeige. Can you ask your question quickly so you can answer? I think you are the last person.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
and keep it civil and respectful.
Let me come in here.
Yeah, very, very.
Yes, let me come in here. Avril, you want to do Wayo again?
No, it's
you
not
want
Wayo.
to...
I don't want it to look like I'm dragging opposition. That's all.
Wait. Let me tell you where the Wayo came in. You did not remove him. The network cut him off. But you know that he's coming back now when the time is already up. So you now have to do the Wayo to say you removed him so that to blackmail me.
No. They say people are accusing me that we removed him because he said he wasn't ADC. They are sending me messages that I removed him because he said he wasn't ADC.
Okay, Avery, can we just be very quick with this? So that
Non-ADC member, what's your name? Yeah, your name is Ken.
My name is Adege David Ademola.
How did I thought I had someone like Ken there.
Yeah,
Who
Ken
is
is another person.
Answered earlier.
Okay. All right. Ademola.
Thank you very much, sir.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So
Thank
what I
you,
want
sir.
to ask is on the basis of my ideology and how I look at politics in Nigeria. I look at it from a class perspective, right? And when you analyze things from a class perspective, you understand that there is the elite political class and then there's the class of the everyday man in Nigeria, just to, make it very simple. Now, historically, in Nigeria, most elites have only done things to, benefit their fellow elites, not to benefit Nigeria. And that gives people like me, distrust for basically the people who are in parties like ADC, who are the political elites, right? Because we understand that most of them pick the interest over the interest of the everyday, which we believe is not right. Now, you spoke about truth, integrity, character, and the like. How are we supposed to trust these same people if we do not even believe that they have all of these things that you have spoken about? We quote truth, integrity, character, and the like. And the last, I just like to end with this. Nigeria is better off as a socialist state, not as a capitalist state. I would just like to know, what do you think based on all I have said?
All right. First and foremost, no socialist state ever survived with the socialist state principle. And the reason is because the summary of the socialist belief is work according to your ability, you are rewarded according to your need. So there's no motivation for you to hello. Okay. So there's no motivation for you to deploy all your talents and work extra mile in a socialist nation. So everybody starts playing truancy. Russia went into socialism. They had to abandon it because it was reducing them to poverty. And before you know it, the republic broke up. China was a socialist nation. They abandoned it because the whole motivation towards working extra is that you're rewarded based on work. The socialist nation is like this issue of monkey they walk, baboon they chop. And there is no democracy. So the opinion of people do not matter. So you could see that even Russia, even China, they have not recovered from that mentality of socialism where it is dictatorship that rules. So my brother, what I believe in a welfarist economy, but that is capitalist based, so that creativity will be allowed to flow, so that people will have the freedom to create. But we must have to share our resources in a manner that is fair to all. So I believe in a welfarist society. By my religion, by my faith, by my upbringing. So I picked something from the socialist society, which means nobody fails. I picked something from the capitalist society, which means you have to allow people to exercise freedom of creativity and reward them based on their efforts and input. So we have to marry those systems. There is no system that is perfect on its own. It is the leaders and the practitioners that decide the success of a system. So coming to ADC, saying ADC is an elitist society, let me make one confession. If you're a political party, you do not have even the constitutional right to stop anybody from joining you. In all honesty, I would love to be in a party that everybody is a member. You need the rich. I don't like poverty. But you can't, God said the poor people cannot cease in your midst. You need to accommodate the poor and make them richer. Provide opportunities for them to be rich. My dear, there is a ruling party called APC. And you say you don't want elites Please send them to me. I want elites. I want to learn. What is it that made them to become elites? Nobody is born an elite. Your parents may be elites and you grow up to become a vagabond. I want to learn. How did they become elite? Comes from being enlightened, from being, there's nothing wrong in being an elite. I don't have a problem having rich people. You need rich people to develop an economy and develop a country. So I would rather prefer to be rich to becoming poor. Yes. Because even the Bible tells you that money answereth all things. It says money is a master. It says money is a defense. Can't you see the first world countries? They are rich. And you can see how they can afford healthcare, afford infrastructure, afford everything. So we need our country to be rich. We need our citizens to be rich. Then we need to share the resources so that the poor will have the opportunity to become rich. I am not preaching poverty. I am preaching riches. Let riches come upon us, but let everybody win by righteousness. Because when you are rich based on investment, based on productivity, what happens is that you develop your country. But when you are rich based on corruption, you kill your country. So I am preaching wealth, preaching riches based on productivity. And that is how we will make it in this country. So thank you very much. And on
All
this
right,
note,
doctor. Yeah, this is the last one. Thank you so much.
thank you. I appreciate it. I thank everybody for listening to me. And God bless you all.
God bless you too, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Greet Madam for us.
I will.
Doctor, thank you very, very much. My wife is asking me to tell you why you no longer acting movies anymore. But that is by the way.
Well, it is because I want to concentrate on what I'm doing now, because it's not an easy believing that you can change a country like you change Nollywood. So you need a lot of concentration. You need a lot of research. You need a lot of meetings. You need a lot of talking to people to understand why there must be a changed country. So I really appreciate it. Hurts me more that my fans are really yearning. As a matter of fact, some producers now, they are so annoyed with me. But then one has to move on to do the will of God in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
We'll rescue Nigeria together.
Amen. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for having us, Dr. Ken, and I appreciate you.